Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing really well. I'm Steph. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a ladies player and I'm also on the committee at Alton Hockey Club. Hi, Coen. We are completely delighted to have such an umpiring superstar with us tonight. So thank you ever so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Naturally, we're really keen to hear more about you and your experiences during your fabulous career to date. And of course, we'd love any advice you're able to offer us as well this evening. So to start with, I've done a little research, and depending on the accuracy of Google Translate, I understand that you haven't always been an umpire. And in fact, you started playing hockey when you were younger. In fact, you were a goalkeeper, is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So at the local club, I started playing hockey, so I went from the normal youth, and I was a goalie at my local club Cartouche, called Cartouche in Voorburg, near The Hague. If people know The Hague, it's near to that city. And I was a goalie, and I was in the under 12s, under 14s, under 16s. And in Holland, as a youth player, you need to have your umpire license. So everybody has to do it at the age of 15. And I really liked umpiring, and also during the training sessions, our coach always let one or two players just to umpire, because he was an umpire as well. And that's how I really got in touch with the umpire side of hockey. And I liked it very much, and I got the right coaching at the club, of course. And then on the age of 16 already, so not that long after my exam, with the rules test, he asked me, "Do you want to be an umpire for the KNHB, the board?" The federation, actually, within our region. So, well, yeah, of course. So I at the age of 16, I started umpire the under 16s for the federations, and it was good fun. And then I still play. I still was playing on the Saturday, but it was just too long and too much. So I quit hockey at the age of 18, and I turned full-time umpire. From then, because somewhere in my head I had the feeling with umpiring I could go further and reach a higher level than playing. Well, I think that turned out well, that decision. And since the age of 18, and I'm now 39, I'm a full-time umpire, actually.
Fantastic. I understand that you're actually not just a full-time umpire these days, you're actually an umpiring centurion. And towards the end of last year, you joined the Golden Whistle Club for umpiring your 100th international match, which is an incredible achievement. And so what's been your journey from that 16-year-old starting umpiring then? How have you got to where you are today?
Oof, that's a
big question.
Well, no, it's a big question with not an easy answer. The first thing is that from the age of 16 on, it's not that the 100 caps are there overnight. It's a long journey, and also from the club and from the federation, step by step, going up the pathway of umpiring, and also umpiring on a high level. That's in Holland is the way that most of the games there's a how do you call it, like an umpire coach who gives you a grade and review your performance. And the better the reviews are, the quicker you go up the ladder of in the pathway, of course. But it is a lot of umpiring. It's a lot of sacrifices. It's a lot of a lot of minutes on the pitch. A lot of dedication and also support. Those things are key, and without the support of my family and my wife, it couldn't be possible to travel all over the world, and reach the 100 caps. And for you guys, last couple of months, I made a calculation of the minutes that I have to travel before I only umpired one game. So I have to travel 1,600 minutes to umpire one game in average international game.
As I was thinking, going down to Portsmouth was a bit of a trek. There's nothing in comparison.
Yeah, so that's a lot of time, and also, you know, it is not also, it is not always in annual leave. So there are a lot of days that I were not at home or at work. So just days off, and but you know, in the end, the sacrifices were all worth it, and I'm more than proud to go to my second Olympics this summer. And you know, the hard work pays off. And again, it's not overnight success. It takes a long time to get there. And as long as you only focus on the things you can control, then everything is okay. But in the moment you lose that focus on all the other things, and if you read things and which are not there, you're lost. And again, take your time to for the next step, because you know there are a lot of steps to be made to reach the top.
Yeah, with all the time and the sacrifices that go into it, what are your favorite things about umpiring?
Well, of course, the best thing is, of course, is the travel. It's the travel and meeting up with different people from all over the world. You know, wherever I go, and there's a hockey umpire somewhere, and you know, and being part of that hockey family, that is just gold. You know, it's perfect, and I strongly believe that also that's the beauty of our sport. You know, because of that, I think we are still the sport that we are. It is not that professional as the football now. But it's always there's a high spirit because we're in this together as volunteers, and that's something that I truly love. And I got sweet memories of tournaments in Africa where the most unexpected things happens, and you know, and everybody's asking, oh, what is your best tournament, or and everybody's is thinking that he's going to answer the Olympic Games, but no, you know, that is so strict. Everything is so set and arranged there. Most of the time, just a local tournament where the volunteers are going full power for it, and the joy that the hockey brings to that local club is most of the times even a better vibe than the big tournaments.
Yeah. With all that travel and all those matches under your belt, I hear you have some stories to tell. Are there any particularly memorable moments during your career to date?
Plenty.
Do you care to share any of them with us?
Yes, of course. Yeah, there was one particular tournament, was the Sultan of Johor Cup, which was played in Johor Bahru in Malaysia, and well, it was an under-21 tournament actually, which I was invited by the FIH to be a neutral umpire, and Malaysia was playing, and the crowds there are, well, spectacular. You know, it's crazy. You know, you won't find those kind of crowds in Holland or in the UK. Just crazy, and everything, and the home team, Malaysia, of course. So whatever you do against them, you are the enemy of the crowd. Yeah. And they had a big drum, like boom, boom, boom. And I will never forget, like it was the semi-final, I believe, was like Australia, Malaysia, and Malaysia were losing big time, 4-2, and of course the umpires in the eyes of the crowds were the guys who were responsible for the loss. And I gave the captain yellow card 5 minutes, and 5 minutes before the end, and I see on the sideline, I see the army's getting ready, or the police getting ready to go somewhere. I was like, okay, well, 4 minutes to go, and it was like, what is going on here? You know, fireworks in the stadium, and the drum is getting faster and faster. The beat is getting faster. So the time is up, and I go to the middle just to thank the players and my colleague umpire. And suddenly, and well, I'm quite a big guy actually, and the people in Malaysia are quite small. So suddenly I was surrounded by Malaysian police people. I was like, what are you doing here? I can protect myself when needed. I don't need you. And there were two bigger police guys. They grabbed me by the arm and said, come. Okay. So I went into the stadium, went to to the office of the TD, of the tournament director. And the two police guys were on my side, or at my side, and said, okay, you go to the hotel now. So why? You go to the hotel now. Okay, perfect. So they they escorted me to a big black SUV, which was standing there. Grabbed my stuff. It was like crazy hot, so sweating, everything. No, in the car, and I went to the into the car, and two police guys still on my side. I was like, okay, what's going on here? Driven back to the hotel like crazy. And then I said, well, what is going on actually? Like, what is going on? Yeah, well, the crowd were not that happy with you. And okay, all right, fair enough. And then I went to my room, and then the whole night there was actually an armed guard in front of my door. So I couldn't go out or anything, and the guard was there all night protecting my room. It was like crazy. And yeah, so then so I went back home, and I'm quite active on social media, so I twittered like, what's going on here. And so the local newspaper in Holland picked that up, made a big article on it, like running for hockey hooligans was the title. Great title. And then apparently that piece in the paper that reached Malaysia as well, put it in Google Translate. And I think Google Translate was not that advanced as it is now. So they totally picked up the wrong sentences, and the translation was totally off. So the Malaysian Hockey Federation actually filed an official report against me that I said the most terrible things about the tournament, which was clearly not the case. And they asked official apologies from me and the KNHB. I said, well, of course, if they feel like this, but no worries. If they really feel like that, it's no problem. So that took actually quite a few months, because it's all political. It's all political. And so the moment that I sent my how do you call it, my okay for the official letter, it's okay to send it. Okay. So 2 days later, FIH sent me, Koen, you're invited to a tournament in Johor Bahru again. I said, nah, come on, he can't do it. You can't send me back again to Malaysia. What?
Gosh.
There's a tournament in Mexico. Just send me there, but not to Johor.
So what happened? They didn't send you back?
No, they sent me.
Oh, gee. I hope you had a better reception second time around.
Well, the umpires manager and the tournament director were notified, of course, and I didn't umpire Malaysia the whole tournament, so kept away safely on a safe distance. But it took actually quite some years to umpire Malaysia again.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah.
I was thinking that sometimes our local derbies against Basingstoke get a bit feisty, but it's nothing in comparison. So I suppose I'm guessing that's one of your hairiest moments. How about one of your highlights? What's been the best moment of your career to date?
I think the first real tournament where the Champions Trophy in India was in 2004, 2014. Yeah, 14 in India, in Bhubaneswar. It was my first big real tournament on the high stage. And I was like, okay, going to India first time, you're going to be overwhelmed with all the with Indian life, of course. And going to the tournament, I was like, am I actually capable to umpire at this level? And it was like, yeah, why not? Okay. And standing there and seeing the clock ticking down till 8 o'clock when the game starts, and I remember it so well. Like, all right, 6 o'clock, I was like, am I really gonna do this? And the first game was India Germany that I umpired, so in front of a home crowd, 10,000 crazy Indian people, putting some extra pressure on you, and it was like, am I really going to do this? Am I capable to do this? And okay, clock ticking down, 7 o'clock. All right, still 1 hour to go. Okay, and doubting, and everything from the last 15 years as an umpire, just passed through. Okay, what am I going to do actually? Because all the superstars are on the pitch, and me, like a local Dutch guy, is standing just between them. What's going on here? What's wrong? And ticking down 30 minutes, 25 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, well, I better step up and go. Apparently, I belong here and just enjoy this, because those kind of memories you will never come across again, because this is the first time on the big stage, and standing there, the national anthems and of course the national anthems are always played 6 minutes before the start, so okay, 6 minutes, 4 minutes, and then okay, 3 minutes, and then the clock down, the countdown starts from 2 minutes, and then the whole crowd is building up the expectations from 10 seconds, and I was like, all right, man, let's go. Let's hop on this train and go, because otherwise I'm gonna be ran over by this train. You better go and drive this train. And those kind of feelings, I really it's such a memorable game, and for me, sweet memory. And there are a lot of that kind of memories as an umpire. You're part of the game, and whatever stage it is, that's and it's so overwhelming for me, actually. Sometimes I still can't believe that I'm part of this, part of the international hockey scene, actually, and being part of the best hockey players on earth. It's just, and I see crazy good hockey, yeah? And also, but I love to umpire just a local game. It's also because the fun is there as well, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I suppose just to finish up this section of the session, we've got some umpires and perhaps some people who are aspiring umpires on the call today. I just wondered if you had first of all, any advice for those who are perhaps considering dipping their toe in the umpiring waters, and also whether you had any tips for those people who are already umpires and hoping to get better going forwards.
Yeah, of course. So the first thing is to inspire to go on. Umpire a lot of games, get the experience in, and don't expect overnight success. Those things are the two most valuable things, and don't expect that without umpiring you will become a better umpire. You need to umpire, and you need to improve yourself every time. And it doesn't matter which level the game is. On each level you can improve only on maybe one or two things, but if you know which focus points are important for you, maybe just the communication with the players, or just the signals or the whistling, those little things, and improve and see how people react on your umpiring. It's just important just to blow as much possible. As much as games as possible, and don't be set back when there's when there's something happening on the pitch. Maybe and don't make it your problem. Make it the problem of the players, because we don't make the fouls. We don't make the mistakes on the pitch. It's the players who make the fouls that we have to penalize. So it's always the problem of the player. And if a player starts shouting at you as an umpire, don't make it your problem. He's shouting at you, so deal with it. And don't be set back if something like that happens. And as an umpire, focus on three things. The first thing is set your standards early. Let the players know what you want during a game. So if a player taps the ball away in the first 5 minutes, just blow, hey, I don't want that today. Leave the ball. If a player is not on 5 meters, 5 meters, get one meter back. It's okay. So set your standards early and create a safe create a safe environment for the players. So no pushing, no reckless tackling or anything. So for them it must be safe. And the third one, which is sometimes really hard for an umpire, to understand that it's not about you, it's about the players, and we're there to serve the game. So set your standards early, create a safe environment, and don't forget, it's not about you.
Brilliant. Those are wonderful words of advice. Thank you so much, Coen. You've been fantastic so far. I believe we've got some videos up next.
Yeah.
Are they coming from you?
Yeah, I believe so. I've got some clips, and guys, if let me see. Yeah. So first of all, yeah, let me see. Yeah. So I've selected some clips, which are from physical play, in the circle, just some foul play in general, some aerials, stick obstruction, body obstruction. So I'm just gonna start with the one I think is the easiest one, physical play. And please, Steph, if you can let me know if you see the clip.
Yeah, of course.
Do you see the clip?
Not yet. We can see just a file.
All right. So you don't see the footage actually?
No, not yet. No.
Okay. Wait. Let me see how this. Yeah. Oh, wait. Do you see the footage now?
Still not, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Karen, I think what you need to do is open the footage and then share your screen, because you shared your screen on that original.
Okay, perfect.
Original file. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks. Let me see where it is then. Let me see. Let me see where it is. Ah, here it is. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right, guys. Sorry. So now you see the clip, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna play this clip. So there's no sound, and I'm just curious on what you think this is, because I believe there are some players also in this meeting. So I'm very curious on what you think this. What kind of penalty you should give in this case. And again, I'm going to show it again. All right. Well, yep. I think it's quite clear. I think
penalty flick and yellow card for the defender, possibly even a red for that, but probably a yellow.
Okay, yellow. And is it then 5 or 10 minutes? Minutes, sorry.
If it's a first offence, probably for a deliberate foul like that, 10 minutes. Okay. If it's a second or subsequent offence, a lot longer.
Okay, and so a lot longer. That is 10 minutes then.
Well, no, if it's first offence, I go 10 minutes for that. For a deliberate foul, longer, 20 minutes.
Is that possible? 20 minutes?
I believe so.
Are you sure?
Given our relative experience, no, I'm not sure.
No, I think it's always 5 or 10 minutes, and if it's beyond 10, then the question can be asked, why is it the red card? But maybe that's well, that's something we do actually. So I'm not sure if it's at the club as well, but you know, so physical fouls we penalize with 10 minutes, and all the others like verbal fouls or you know the small things are 5 minutes. But is that different than Martin? Is that different in the UK or
so well, this was one of our questions actually. Some of the umpires asked in the rules or the laws of hockey. it talks about being able to give your cards, your green cards or your yellow cards. It doesn't really define. So nowhere does it say a 5-minute yellow card and a 10-minute yellow card. So that was
normally
really
the discretion of the umpire, isn't it?
Well, yeah. So some of our umpires would think that a yellow card is at least 5 minutes, but could be any amount of minutes. But whenever I watch a sort of professional game, they always say either 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Yeah, let me see. Because the rule says is minimal 5 minutes. Yeah. So, but the most common thing, and I see someone saying in the chat, it could be 65 minutes. I'm not sure if you if you are then contributing to the fun of the game actually. But yeah, so the green card is it's clear. It's 2 minutes. It can't be more. It can't be less. That's 2 minutes. Yeah. And a yellow card it's determined. It's 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You know, and if there in some exceptional case it can be more, but that's only then if a player misbehave on the bench while in his penalty in his penalty. So, but most of the time, just make it clear 5 or 10.
Can I ask a question on that?
Yeah,
is that card a team card or is that a card just on the player? So if that offence happens again, do you upgrade it by another player?
Yeah. So no. This is a personal card.
Personal card. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. Any more questions on this clip? So it's clear, guys. It's a penalty stroke because I think it's a deliberate foul on an attacker in possession. And just asking, and maybe if you like to answer, you're more than welcome. When so in which case you can award a penalty stroke with the rules? Who knows the answer on that one?
Shall I go first then? I think it's a deliberate offence inside the D. If you deem it a deliberate offence by the D, or if it's an offence which stops a clear goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah. So and you say a deliberate foul on just in general. So
a deliberate foul in the D is a penalty stroke as opposed to a penalty corner, or an offence in the D that stopped a clear opportunity at goal, even though whether it's deliberate or not deliberate.
All right. So just asking. So if we are standing in one circle and the play is on the other side of the pitch in the other circle, I punch you in the face. What's the penalty?
We'll start with the red card.
Yeah.
1.
I don't think you can give them a stroke for that because isn't it for probable scoring of the goal in the circle or an intentional offence in the circle by a defender against an opponent in possession.
In possession. Okay, so the ball is on the other side of the pitch.
Yeah.
So can it be a penalty stroke?
No.
The maximum penalty corner.
Yeah.
And how harsh it may be, it may look like, okay, I punch you in the face and I get a red card and a penalty corner. So you can't give a stroke on the within the rules actually for this. So there must be always a deliberate foul on a attacker in possession, or a clear goal is prevented.
Yeah.
So that's most of the times at a penalty corner, the guy on the line gets the ball on his feet, preventing a goal. That's a stroke or a bad tackle or bad stick tackle. Yeah.
Just on that point, with the penalty corner, when the postman or woman, for example, prevents the goal unintentionally, but it's obviously a penalty stroke, do you normally see requirement for a personal penalty on them, or is it just the stroke is the penalty?
No. So absolutely. Just I think last season or before our winter break here in Holland, there was a guy standing on the goal line at the penalty corner, and the ball was out of reach of him, but he jumped towards the ball, preventing it by crossing the goal line with his feet. So that was a penalty stroke and a yellow card because of the deliberate foul.
for a deliberate foul. But so if it's just they're on the post and they miss it with a stick and it hits them, that's just a penalty stroke, is it?
That's just a penalty. But if he throws his stick or jumps towards the ball or catches the ball, that's all personal penalty.
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. Any more questions on? Because do we have any goalies in the group actually, Martin or Steph? Do you know?
Maybe.
You're just talking to one of them, yeah.
Got a couple of us on.
Okay. I'm curious on what do you think on what do you think this is actually? Let me see. Where is it? Oh wait.
So Coen, I have a sort of goalie question actually. It's Forbes here.
Yeah.
If the goalie was to come out outside of the D and take out the player, is that a thereby preventing a possible goal scoring opportunity? I'm guessing that is minimum yellow card and a P flick, even though it's outside of the circle.
No, so very good question actually. So you can only award a penalty stroke when the foul is within the circle, and outside the circle it would be then a penalty corner and a yellow card for the goalie. And the penalty corner can only be rewarded for a foul inside the circle or a deliberate foul within the 25 meter area. Sorry, the 23 meter area.
So if the goalkeeper sent off, is there any entitlement to hold up play to allow someone else to put protective equipment on or not?
Yeah, so this for you guys. So in Holland and at the FIH, we don't give time because that is slowing down the game. Because what do? Do you let them get their gear on for 5, 10 minutes, 15, or so? There's no time for it. But because it is so slowing down the game and gaining advantage of that situation actually. So we said in Holland and the FIH as well, like, during the time. So we don't give the goalie time to put on his gear. He can do it during the game. So if the game goes on, then he can put his protective gear on. But we don't wait till one guy is ready with his gear.
But in that example, Coen, if you've given the penalty corner, normally you're not allowed any substitutions during a penalty corner. But if you sent off the keeper, are you allowed a goalkeeper substitution if there's one ready to come on during the penalty corner?
That's the exception on the rule.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it's allowed, and also, so that's allowed with a card or when a goalie is injured. Then a substitution is also possible. Only those two exceptions are possible with changing at the penalty corner. So with an injury of the goalie or with a goalie send-off. Yeah. Any more goalie questions? Because so what happens if the goalie plays the ball outside this 23 meters area?
Yellow card at a penalty corner.
That depends if he's using a stick or not. If he's using a stick,
yeah,
you can do that.
Yeah, with a stick, yeah.
Yep.
I don't think
Remember his feet.
he can. A goalkeeper can't go out of the 23 meter area.
All right. So what's the solution then?
Take his helmet off.
So I think it'd be a yellow card.
I think he can take his helmet off. Can he?
No. So a goalkeeper can only play the ball with the stick in the 23 meter area outside of the D, but he can't go past that 23 meter line.
Unless he's taking a penalty stroke.
Yeah.
All right. So now again, he plays the ball outside the 23 meter area.
Yep.
What's the solution?
It's got to be a personal penalty again.
Yeah, and so a personal penalty. And which color are we giving him or her?
Depends on whether it's deliberate or whether they're just not very clever, but probably a yellow card. And from there, as it's outside the 23, it'll be a free hit to the opposition.
Yeah, so it can't be a corner, guys, because the corner is only rewarded or awarded at the inside the 23-meter area, and it's a personal penalty, and it depends on the level. You know, like girls under 12, please don't give any cards, please, because she just doesn't know the rule, you know. But the first men's team, yeah, that's a yellow card. But at the youth levels, just explain them, goalie, you can't go over the 23-meter line, and don't start flashing cards. Please don't do.
I'd like to see our goalkeepers get over the 23.
I get 23 at the start and the finish. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, or yeah, sorry.
I was going to ask, can you talk about when defenders can play the ball inside or outside of the D following a penalty corner while they still have their masks and everything on? Because I find that really confusing. So at what point is it not still part of the penalty corner and everything goes flying and they have to start stripping off?
Very good question again. Okay, so the players are not allowed with their helmet, with their protective gear on, with their helmets on or their face masks, that's even better, outside the 23-meter line. And they have to get rid of the gear as soon as possible and when it is possible. And they say when the penalty corner situation has ended. Well, the penalty corner situation has ended when the ball has left the dotted line or traveled more than 5 meters outside the circle. So outside the dotted line. Then the penalty corner situation is over. But I can imagine that if the ball just passes the dotted line, not everybody's like, oh yeah, he's now the penalty corner situation is over. I just wait with the attack. I'm gonna get rid of the face mask. So if the attack is still going on, and it is, then it is, we tolerate that the face mask is still on. But if a danger situation comes from that situation where he wears mask, so he's hurting somebody, which I can't, I really can't see when actually, but when a dangerous situation starts, then it's just a free hit. But if he really goes on and goes on and goes on, and he still wears his mask, and he's doing it outside the circle, then you can give a penalty corner. Also, when at the end of the penalty corner, if it's a 16 or a free hit to the defense, then it is also allowed as a defender to play the ball to pass the ball with your mask on. A self pass is not allowed in this case. So you can pass the ball to let the flow go of the game, but you can't do a self pass. And it's always if the ball is intercepted by a attacker, so the pass of the guy with the mask on is intercepted somewhere, and he leaves his mask on, and he intervenes in the game, so in the attack. If he does that outside the circle, then it is a penalty corner and a yellow card, 5 minutes yellow. And if he's doing it inside the circle, then it is a penalty stroke and a 5 minute yellow card. So it doesn't matter if he reaches the ball or something, but the moment he intervenes, with his mask on, when he played the pass and is intercepted, still with his mask on, then it is a big foul against him.
That's really helpful. I'm trying to process it.
Sorry.
That makes real sense. It's as though while the defence of the penalty corner's ongoing, as you say, as the ball's being played away, if people come outside the D with their mask on to play it away, it's, that's what we normally let go. And as soon as it's cleared the 23, they should be removing their mask. So same deal.
Exactly.
I don't think anyone at our level reacts fast enough to play the rapid pass and then interfere if it gets intercepted again.
well, you know, the crazy things happens. It's this, you know, and sometimes the unexpected things happen. But and if you don't know what to do, then you know, so you all and as we say, expect the unexpected. Sometimes it's, you know, it's better to know how to deal with it then, and not leaving it to the players, because the players sometimes have a different opinion on things.
But one rule that caught I think our men's twos out not long ago was the ball came out from a short corner. The guy stopping it missed it, so it came outside the dotted line. So it came outside the 5 meter range, at which point the short corner is effectively over, and was picked up by a player just inside the 23. As he played it back in again, then obviously the limitation on the first shot was over because the short corner was over.
Mm-hmm.
So as the guy roofed it into the net, once he got back inside the D, all the defenders were like, it's over 460 mil. Yeah, but your ball's gone outside 5 meters, guys. It's all over. A lot of people stood and watched and went, what's going on there? In fact, Gale was there for that one.
Crazy. Yeah, you know, so yeah, it's difficult, and umpiring is not the easiest part, but as long as you if you know how to sell it, you know, those things are yeah, just key. And I'm trying to get the next clip in actually, but let me see if I oh yeah, here it is. All right, guys, so on the goalies actually, I'm curious what you think of this foul of the goalie. And I understood there are some minors in this group. So if you're really a minor, just close your eyes for a second, and I will say when you can watch again, guys. So okay, here we go. All right, so the goalie tackles the guy from Argentina. It's a German guy. And I will just go straight to the replay. Here we go. Close your eyes, please, all the minors. Yeah. And then we go to a different angle. Again, close your eyes, minors. It can be disturbing. Yes, there we go. Another angle. Yep. All right. All right, guys. Any goalies in this group?
Yep.
All right, tell me.
Goalkeeper was so far behind the play and out of his depth, he deserves to go off.
All right, and then with?
Touch and go, that one. Depends how the game's gone.
Wait.
Yellow card minimum.
So you just said with the push, you said maybe a red card. And this you say depends.
It depends at that level. That looked like an international level, so you should know what he's doing.
That's a red all day long, Lee.
Yeah. All right, I'll buy
that. Any more flavors to this discussion?
I just think he came out intentionally. He used his stick on a player.
Yeah.
Completely took him out. I just don't see how that could be anything but a red card.
Yeah, Gail?
I was just going to say, I thought there was clear foul before it outside of the D, which could have been given a penalty corner straight away, I thought, which I can see why the umpire played advantage. But I guess sometimes there's a danger to playing advantage.
Well,
it looked like, yeah,
but there's a clear scoring opportunity here.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you know, you never know what the goalies are going to do, you know. So, but in this case, I think this is too reckless. This is reckless. This is reckless play.
Yeah. Well, is it even reckless, or is it deliberate?
Yeah, exactly.
Foul on it rather than reckless, deliberate, almost deliberate assault, isn't it? So.
Exactly. Yeah. So for me, there's a penalty stroke, and a red card actually. Yeah. This is something you don't want on your pitch actually, or at the club. You know, this is not good. This is not good.
So,
All right.
Peter, we had lots of questions from some of our umpires around aerials. I don't know. Have you got anything on aerials?
Yeah, but first I'm gonna I've got a lot of aerials, but first I'm gonna do is the shot at goal, just because that's also very interesting, and I love to have this discussion with you guys. Okay, guys, so this is a game in the Dutch Premier League, the ladies game, the ladies Premier League, and I'm curious to know if this is for you a goal or a free out to the defense.
Dit ook Bloemendaal. Bal komt uiteindelijk terecht bij Carmel Bos en die maakt een schitterende goal.
There will be another angle available.
Keepster van Goudhoever. Bal gaat wel via het lichaam van Julie Seidsema. Maar uiteindelijk is het 2-0 voor Bloemendaal en dat is ook de eindstand aan het kopje.
Right. One more time.
Uiteindelijk terecht bij Carmel Bos en die maakt een schitterende goal met de backhand. Verrast zij keepster van Goudhoever.
Another time the angle from behind the goal.
Maar uiteindelijk is het 2-0 voor Bloemendaal en dat is ook de eindstand aan het kopje.
Did everybody sees this clip?
Yep.
Has seen this clip? Okay. So, what is it?
I'll give it to the defense. It's a blindsided high ball that hit a player that they couldn't see.
Okay. I'd go outside 5 meters. It's a shot on target, legitimate shot. And it played off a defender, so goal stands.
Okay. Any more?
I would agree with Joe. I think that's a 16 free hit to the defending team because it's a reverse stick shot, which was not under control, into a group of players. Therefore, dangerous play.
Yeah, I'd go with that as well, Ken. So I'd say you can have a raised ball and you can have a raised shot at goal, which is fine, but that was actually cause the defender to take evasive action, therefore I consider it a dangerous shot at goal. But I can see the players in that game wouldn't be very happy with not giving it.
No, at that level as well, you say an out of control shot. At that level, reverse shots will pick where they're aiming for in the goal. So I would argue it's not an out of control shot. So it's a question of whether you thought the defender was within 5 meters or within a suitable distance to make. She didn't seem to be making any interference in the play. So any interaction, if she was outside 5 meters, you know.
Right, was it on target and would it have gone in if it hadn't taken a deflection?
I reckon so.
Yeah. So the shot was on target, and I think and I strongly believe that it went into the goal as well. But just one question: where in the rule says the 5 meters rule apply in these kind of shots?
All of Loon.
Sorry?
I'm joking.
No, Laura. I know when you're taking a penalty corner, and it's a lifted ball, it says it mentions 5 meters, but again, it's what the umpire at the time considers dangerous play, and whether it was within, if it's someone encroaching on the ball.
The thing with the penalty corner, Loon, is that everybody knows what's going to happen in a penalty corner. They didn't know what was going to happen then, so I think it can be a dangerous shot way further than 5 meters, and she had to take clear evasive action to avoid getting the ball in the head.
But she's between the ball and the goal, so if I put it to you, when you watch international level, as soon as that ball's inside the D, it's going at the goal if anyone swings at it. So if you're in between the ball and the goal, unless you're quite closing in on it, then it's going to be going at the goal.
She's not the last defender either, though. She's not stood on the line. There's a goalkeeper behind her as well who couldn't make the save because it hit her, could possibly have made the save if the ball hadn't have hit her. So you've got to take into account, it's different if you hit a player who's stood on the line and the ball would have gone in otherwise, but I think you've got to take that into account.
Yeah, so what is your decision if she was hit in the chest? And so not the deflection going into the goal, but only on the chest. What is then the decision?
If it's not deemed, if she's far enough away for it not to be dangerous, it's the umpire decision. If she's hitting the chest, it stops the goal going in. It's a penalty strike.
No, there's a goalkeeper behind her.
Wow. Okay.
Short
corner then.
Short corner. Okay. So guys, let's put it in perspective now. Because if you have a under 14 girls game,
It's a
and there's a
16.
sorry,
It's a 16. You wouldn't allow it. Well, we wouldn't allow it. That would be classed as dangerous because you don't know whether that person has control or not of the shot in the first place. I think at your level, you as Loon said earlier, you understand that they probably have control to do that type of shot.
Yeah.
But at under 14 level, you would blow that up as dangerous play straight away.
I truly hope so, that you blow this for dangerous play. And
Absolutely.
also,
That was going to be
guys,
my question. Was it depends on the level of the hockey that you're playing? I'm sure it has to.
no, why? Because
So you would blow that as dangerous play in an international as well?
every day.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you know and as Martin also says, the rule is very clear. It's for the guys who want to look it up. It's rule 9.8, and the rule is when a player has to make a evasion action, then it's considered dangerous. And in this case, I'm lucky for her that she ducks out and she only touches the ball with her arm. If she was just standing there, she would have been hit in the chest somewhere. And of course, it is more than 5 meters, but that rule is only applies at the penalty corner.
All right, yeah.
In this case, and what is different with a defender on the goal line, in this case, the defender has not chosen to stand there in the shot. A guy on the line chooses there and that's taking in the risk that there is a chance that he or she might get hit by a ball and preventing a goal. In this case, the player is just standing there defending, and then it becomes the attacker's responsibility to make it not dangerous. And of course, this is the goal of the season, but and it takes a lot of courage to disallow this goal. But on rule 9.8, you're 100% clear that this is not a goal because she takes the evasion action. All right. So and then the fun part starts, because what happens if the player is 1 meter before the goal line or 2 meters? All right. So if and what we say is if the player takes takes a risk, or the intention is to stand there to in front of the goal, if it is 1 or 2 meters or maybe 2.5 meters, then it can't be dangerous because she's set to stand there and to protect the goal. But in this case, the defender is in the line of the shot, but it was not her choice. Is it makes it some clear for you guys? Does it make it clear for you?
That's really clear. Thank you, Coen. Yeah.
I'm certainly not going to argue. I'm just curious with 9.9 and 9.9. Must not intentionally raise the ball for a hit except at a shot or goal. It doesn't give you any more detail on that, does it?
No, but 9.8. If you say 9.8, then it's clearly noted when a ball is becoming dangerous, and it says when a player must make an evasion action or something, then the ball is considered dangerous.
That's dangerous, yeah. Cool.
It just stands there. And Martin, if you like, I can send you this clip as well, huh? So you can discuss it within the club and put it in all.
I think if you were able to share the clips with us, well, we've got it on the recording. So that's,
oh yeah. No worries.
Come on, more clips.
Yes. All right. So on the aerial ball, wait. Let me first select the aerial ball. Yep. Okay. Let me see. Yep. Okay. All right. There we go. Share screen. This one. Share. All right. So this is a game, and again, don't look at the level. You know, guys, this is the Premier League in Holland, but these kind of aerials will come at any level. So please don't always say, oh yeah, but this is at your level. Compare this to your level, and what would your decision be? There we go. So you see the ball is played forward, and the umpire blows the free hit to the attack. Okay, I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna show it one more time. There we go. All right. So, guys, sweet and short and sweet. Who agrees with the umpire and who says it is a free hit to the defense?
Okay, so for me to go first then. So I think the player played the aerial into space. There were two players that were running towards the ball. Therefore, it wasn't obvious who that ball was aimed towards. Therefore, you have to give the option of the opposing team. So the defender should have been allowed to control the ball, and the attacker should have stepped off 5 meters. So it should have been a free hit to the defense.
All right. So free hit defense. Anyone saying no? It's a free hit to the attack.
I've got a question, which is does the defensive player obstruct the attacking player because he's got the goalkeeper and the defender within the space while he's trying to control the ball? I don't know the answer.
No. So the first foul is I think it's the 5 meters, and so you always have to penalize the first foul. And of course he's running a bit in front of the attacker. But the main thing is that the first foul is not taking 5 meters. So therefore, I believe it's a free hit to the defense, because as Martin said, it's not clear who's the who the initial receiver is, because there were always less than 5 meters between them. Then it's not clear who's the initial receiver. And then the opponents get the free hit. So in this case, the defense. Yeah.
Can I ask you another question around
yeah, of course.
Type of thing? So I've been in situations where an aerial's been coming across, and I've made a judgment that I think, let's say, the defender is the closest one, and would you ever say that's the defender's ball, attackers give them 5? Would you ever shout that before the ball lands? Because I did it once, and then they said, well, don't do that. I'd rather you just wait and then give me the free hit. And all I was trying to do was just make things safe.
Exactly, and that's what I said earlier. Create a safe environment, and the sooner you blow, the less sticks are swinging in the air and towards them. So, if you see that there's a clear free hit going to happen either way, left or right, just blow your whistle so it's clear for everybody, and they don't start swinging their sticks towards the ball or towards each other. And that prevents you for giving maybe cards for dangerous play. So the sooner you blow, the more clear the more clear it is for everybody. And of course, on a higher level, we let play on as much as possible to see if there's advantage. But that's maybe in the next step for you guys. So, but the sooner you blow, the clearer it is for everybody. Yeah.
Sorry, just on that note, do you like to chat through sort of in advance of decisions, or talk to the players like rugby referees do, or do you prefer to let it? I know it depends on the level as well, but
No, because
I mean, at a high level, do you want to let it develop and then just call advantage if it needs to, or do you actually try and give?
No, so the only time that I'm doing it is when the aerial is played into the circle, okay. Because then I'm close as well. If I'm standing, if an aerial ball is in the midfield, I'm maybe 20-25 meters away. So then I really have to shout.
Yeah.
And then
this was chat in general rather.
Oh no. Yeah, okay, yeah. So if
you prefer to talk through as you're thinking sometimes to the players, or do you just want to let it run and make a decision for them?
Yeah, so only if it's functional, so it helps me selling my decision, and also if it's close to me and I help to play with it. So for example, when I don't say no foul play on, because I understand, and the players understand as well, that they should play on as long as I don't blow my whistle. So that's not functional. But when an aerial, for example, is played into the circle where it's a crowded situation, then it can help the defender by saying take five, be aware of the 5, and he'll help the defender. So yeah, just but
to judgment.
yeah, but do it both ways. So not only don't help only the club for the team from the club, but also the opponents then.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's the balance is not there. Yeah, but try to talk as less as possible, but only functional when it helps. When you have to explain something, please do it. Please do it. Yeah. Another aerial. Let me see. All right. So this is a GB against Argentina. There we go. All right. Again, guys, this is almost the same situation. There's more than 5 meters between the GB player and the Argentinian player. So therefore, it's not clear who the initial receiver is. So therefore, it's a free out to the defense.
Right.
Yeah. Any questions on this clip?
Question I've got is that the defender knows automatically that he's going to get a free hit if he stays within 5 meters of it.
Exactly, and that's in the rules. So
stay within 5 meters as a defender.
Exactly.
No, but you know what I mean. He's not going to.
No.
He knows straight away that he's going to get a free hit without even having to make a challenge, isn't he? So,
Exactly. And so, but this is in the rules. So as long as the defender, as in this clip, is within 5 meters, he always get the right of play, because the rule says is that if they're always less than 5 meters, then it's not clear who the initial receiver is, and then the free hit should be rewarded to the opponents, then to the opponent team who flicked the ball.
Hence a coaching point: always man mark.
Exactly, or always stay within 5. 499 is also not 5 meters.
So you wouldn't penalise the Argentinian player then, because it should be obvious for him as well that when that ball's coming in, the defender's next to him. Has he not got an obligation to back off and give that defender 5?
Penalise the Argentinian player for?
Well, because he's coming in with the defender, so it should be obvious to him that he's not going to get the decision. Therefore, he should really back off and let the defender take the ball down and only attack him once he's got the ball under control.
No, yeah. So the penalty is just a free hit because there's no clear receiver. But don't penalize him because he didn't give the GB or the defender the right to play. Like, okay, here you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Coen, in that situation, where does the defender take the free hit from?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So the foul is not when the ball is raised, but it is only the foul is made when the ball is going down. So in this case it is inside the circle, so he can take it 14 meters 65 from the back line, on the line where he made the foul. So outside the circle, yeah. There.
Okay. So it's only taken from where it was first lifted, if it was lifted dangerously at that point.
Well, that's a local thing, I think, because the rule says where the dangerous play is created or something, and I strongly believe that if you hit a ball from inside your circle, raised, and it becomes dangerous on the center line, then I'm not a big fan of giving penalty corners for that, because I believe that the danger is at the center line, at the middle line, and not in the circle. So I think that's a local thing, but I will never give a penalty corner for that, because that's too harsh. That's too harsh. Yeah.
So I think what can I ask a similar question to that? So if you're a defender and you nick the ball out of your D, but the attacker was within 5 meters of you, then surely would that not just come under a dangerous ball?
So at a free hit, the attacker is within 5 meters.
Yeah, and you've raised the ball and you you sort of raise the ball over his head for an aerial, but he's close to you.
And so sorry, and this is at a free hit, right? Or a 16?
Just at any point in play, a defender's lifted the ball and done an aerial from there. You know, the attack. So I think that's what Forbes was saying. Was that the dangerous play was around where the aerial started, not where the aerial landed.
No, so where it becomes dangerous, and you always judge a aerial when it departs, during the flight, and when it lands. And if it's when it's dangerous at during the flight, so during the aerial, actually take the aerial, take the free hit where on that spot on the pitch, so not where it was raised or where it's where it's going to land, but where it's dangerous. So yeah, that's but that's maybe a local thing, but I will always give it where it's dangerous, because that's clear for everybody. You know, it's silly to if I'm 20 meters away and it is dangerous 20 meters from where I raised the ball, then I say no, you have to get it here. No, it's there, it's dangerous, so take the free hit over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Do you want to do something on obstruction? Maybe?
That'd be brilliant, please. Yes, thank you.
Stick obstruction or body obstruction? Any?
Both, please.
Sorry?
Both, please.
Both. Okay, perfect. Okay, guys.
You do okay. We're an hour behind you, so we appreciate it's late and you've got a family. So
oh no,
we're all happy nuts, so we probably will go until midnight.
No worries. Okay, guys, I'm lucky enough to find this example of stick obstruction. I don't believe that there is a clearer example of stick obstruction than the one I'm going to show you right now, which I'm also going to share with you, Martin, so you can have it in the club as well.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. And again, for me, this is clear stick obstruction, and you won't get a clearer example than this. All right, there we go. Guys, this is stick obstruction. There we go again. This is a clear. All right, there we go. Okay, guys, you clearly see that the attacker has the ball on his stick here, and the face of the stick is open. So he wants to drive the ball past the defender in the white jersey. All right, so he controls the ball here. Well, he's passing it forward, and the moment that the defender gets towards the goal, towards the ball, he puts a stick in front of it. This is stick obstruction. This is the clearest you will ever see. Yeah. And afterwards, he just goes on the ball. He didn't touch the ball since here, so that's almost 3 meters later, 4 meters later, 5 even. He touches the ball again, and again here as well. So again, you can see it clearly here. He puts his stick over the ball, preventing the attack, the defender playing the ball. This is stick obstruction. This is stick obstruction. Are there any other flavors to this one, or is it clear stick obstruction?
No, it's really, really clear in slow motion, and with your young eyes, you're okay. But when we're watching this from 20 meters away, we're going, where did the ball go?
All right. So, for example, this is the ball. Oh wait, this is the ball.
No arguments. It's just whether.
No. But so, yeah. So, as a tip, I think if we blow for the obvious ones like this, all the players, yes, perfect, yeah. So so the clear ones we really have to blow. All the 50-50 calls, you know, just maybe just blow once or twice, you know, because if it's not really clear, then the players might also think, what is he blowing for? But the clear ones like this, you have to blow. And what the ones that you really see often is that a attacker comes towards a player, backing up and driving to one side with the stick on this ball, and the defender swings his stick towards the ball, and then there's a stick clash. This is not stick obstruction, because the ball is always on the stick. If the ball is not not on the stick, or the stick is not on the ball, and the ball and the other stick is coming over, that is stick obstruction. So as long as the ball is on the stick, it can't be stick obstruction, because then he's just dribbling with the ball. But if there's a space between the ball and the stick like this, or maybe to the side or to the front, like this, to the front, that is stick obstruction. So as long as the ball is on the stick, that can't be stick obstruction.
So, Coen, can I ask you then? You've got your defenders in the D, and they're standing there with their stick ready to make a tackle, and your skillful attackers coming in, balls on the stick, and they drive in towards the defender, wiggling around, and they roll their stick over the ball just as they come into the tackle with the defender. And they go, I want a penalty corner. That's a stick tackle. But they've dribbled in and driven around, and they've really cleverly just rolled their stick over. They're still in contact with the ball, but
Yep. So not every stick clash is a foul. And if the defender just has his stick still on the stationary on the ground, so if the stick is here and two defenders are blocking the attacker's way, and the attacker is trying to get through, yeah, of course you hear is a stick check, but it is not a foul, because the stick of the defenders are stationary. It's on the ground. It's not swinging, you know. And I think if the defender is swinging his stick, and the stick of the attacker is then touched, then it's a different story, because he swings at the ball. But if his stick is still on the ground, stationary on the ground, it can't be a foul of the defender, because he's just there. What else does he have to do? Just go, okay, score a goal? No. So when the stick is still on the ground, it can't be a foul of the defense. Can't be.
so then when the defender just takes one step with their stick in that, like at what point does it just becomes such fine lines, isn't it, between at what point does it change from a stick obstruction into a stick tackle?
So yeah, so it changes when the when for in this case, so two sticks are there, so one on the forehand, one on the backhand is laying on the ground, and the defender is going through, maybe tapping the ball away with his stick, tapping the sticks away with his feet. That's also obstruction. But the moment that he if you hear stick clash, then, and you know 100% sure, and you know 100% sure that the sticks are stationary on the ground, then you know, okay, wait, I hear a stick clash. This might be stick obstruction, because the defenders are not swinging at it. So what is happening actually is that the stick of the attacker hits the stick of the defender, and then it's also a stick obstruction. So if there's no movement from the defender, it never can be a foul.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. Whew. Sorry, guys. Okay, then I think I've gotten the good one on the body obstruction as well. Let me see. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now. Yeah. All right, there we go. Okay, so this is a Spain-Belgium game in the Pro League just this February. All right, so here Belgium has the ball, and this guy from Spain is running into him, is running towards the ball to play the ball. Okay, there we go, to see what's happening.
A really good record in shootouts to take bonus points.
All right.
Record in shootouts to take bonus points. Good record in
Does
shootouts
anyone know what the
to take
rule
bonus
is
points.
on a body or in on
Record in
on
shootouts
obstruction actually?
to take bonus points. Record in shootouts to take bonus points.
All right. Does anyone wants to share the obstruction, the body obstruction rule?
Yeah, it's a little bit cheating because I might have them open in front of me, but players must not obstruct an opponent who is attempting to play the ball. So 9-12. So
Yeah,
they
and
interfere with the stick or body of an opponent. So he's done both.
exactly. So exactly, this is exactly what he's done, and you know, this is. And again, I'm going to show it. And if you can share that rule again with everybody while it's playing.
Yeah, it's
that,
9-12. So players must not obstruct an opponent who's attempting to play the ball. Players obstruct if they physically interfere with the stick or body of an opponent. So he's interfered with his body.
Exactly. So he prevents.
The white trying to move right, and the red players just blocked him completely.
Exactly. And this is obstruction. You know, again, you won't get a clearer example on this because he knows the player is coming, and the only thing that what he's doing, he's placing his body between the Spain player and the ball, and that's obstruction. It's the same as stick obstruction, where you put your stick between the defender and the ball. By and preventing the player plays the ball, and that's exactly the same here. Exactly the same. Boom, his body. You see? So this is body obstruction.
Another question now, because to me that was a white player that obstructed the red player by putting his body in but then the white player had the free hit. So did the umpire give it the other way?
I know. Umpires also make mistakes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, but it helps us getting those kind of clips now. So,
but
all right.
Could you? I mean, in that particular clip, the red player didn't really appear to be making a much attempt to take the ball.
No, because I strongly believe that he's trying to protect himself from the tackle, which is put by the. So if you are a player and you see your opponent turning his body inside of you want to protect yourself and not going into it, because then maybe a physical foul is made or something. So if I think in this case it was more like he wants to protect himself from the impact. And of course,
it's a funny one because I don't. He the way from the angle that he came in to that white player, it didn't look like he had a very good. I mean, it might be different at that particular level, but player coming in from that angle is not very likely to win the ball unless they're looking to shave tackle.
Yeah. So, but here again, so his stick is low, and then you see his arm here already protecting himself from the impact. So, yeah. So I think he's protecting himself, and he's got the intention to play the ball because his stick is low, his eyes are on the ball. You see, so if and I agree when the stick is up here somewhere on his waist height of the white player, then he don't have the intention to play the ball, but his stick is low, and then I think it's obstruction.
So Kevin, I think this is one of the most difficult rules for sort of our level umpires. I mean, I've watched loads and loads of games, and we hardly ever make a call or hardly even see a call of obstruction, of player obstruction, and yet it must happen all the time.
Yeah, but you know, if and I totally agree that we blow too little times for for obstruction, because there are many obstructions made during the game. And if you think, and again, guys, as an umpire, if you think that the player puts his body or stick in between the opponent and the ball, then that's obstruction. You know, the rule is clear, but and just watch some games at the club when it's possible, and see, and just watch the game from a distance and see it. Hey, why this looks like obstruction, because he puts his body in between when the player is trying to play the ball, or kicks the stick away when he's going over the back line. You know, all those kind of variations are obstruction, actually. Yeah. So the moment you see a player puts his body in between the opponent and the ball, while the opponent is trying to play the ball and he's within playing distance, obstruction. And just blow 5 times during the game, and you won't see it again. Sorry, guys. All right, I've got another one on obstruction, a part of the obstruction rule as well. Let me see, share my screen. Yeah. All right, guys, and this again, this is an international game, but this example is very clear on. Well, it's a clear example. All right, there we go. So there's Ireland against Uruguay. All right, there you go. So there's a goal, and then Amy is going to the video umpire for. Well, Ireland's going for the video umpire, and they're asking for third-party obstruction. All right, so before I play the replay, so they are looking. The video umpire is looking for third-party obstruction. Yeah. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, so this angle is, well, it's also a good angle.
Number 9, backs in front of the defender.
Yeah, here, number 9, there we go, in front of number 10. There we go. All right, so I want to show you one, this angle is the best, I think. All right, guys, what are the criteria for third-party obstructions? Does anyone know them? Anyone?
Any player who runs in front of or blocks an opponent to stop them legitimately playing or attempting to play the ball is obstructing.
Yeah, and so where? Sorry?
You stepped in front of the player.
Yeah, and where? So for example, is this also on top of the D? Is this also third-party obstruction here?
Oh, I don't get looking that far.
No. Okay, so the criteria is that the player must be.
I'd say they're neck and neck, so they're not stepping in front of.
No, and also so also these players are not within playing distance.
Yeah.
So within playing distance, and the player must have the intention to play the ball. Well, if you see the Irish defender here, she is within playing distance for me, and she has the intention, because she's low, her stick is on the ground. She has the intention to play the ball.
She was waiting for the ball to come down the byline, wasn't she?
Exactly. And then the number 9 of Uruguay is stepping in front of her. Yeah, and that's I think it's third-party obstruction. In this case, actually, the video umpire says it's a goal. It's no third-party obstruction.
Okay.
Again, we also make mistakes.
Even I was always right.
But also as a video umpire, guys, so you have the footage, and apparently there's a mistake made, because this is a clear example of third-party obstruction.
Have you done any time as a video umpire?
Yeah, I'm actually the second most kept video umpire of the world, actually.
I was only going to ask, because do you find, or do you struggle sometimes with the cameraman trying to keep up with the ball, and the play, and B, the quality of the video playback?
Yeah. So it is very hard to do. Actually, it's one of the hardest jobs in hockey nowadays, because you're most of the times there are at least four cameras where you can pick your footage from. But the pressure is there because you are the last source, you're the last station before the final call goes out, so you have to get it right. So the rule knowledge is very key in that, and also the footage. So sometimes the footage is a bit blurry, which doesn't help you as a video umpire. So you always look for the crisp footage. But
for pro league matches I've watched, even at the match, you look at the video footage and the frame rate, and you think to yourself, this is actually quite poor. You compare with rugby, where they're running it at least 60 frames a second, and they can go through. It's one step can take 20 frames of footage if they need it. Often you look at the hockey footage, you think, it almost looks like it's got 1 frame a second or 1 frame a second.
Exactly. And it also depends on the country where you're at, actually. And it's
in Malaysia, the video footage is awful, apparently.
No, but it's all about money, actually. And in the beginning of the Pro League, the Hawkeye systems were in place there, and we had the best footage. It's the best. But maybe, as you all know, the FIH is not one of the richest federations in the world, and they had to cut costs somewhere. And the first thing what went out were Hawkeye, actually. And then we're there with the local guys who don't understand hockey. And I think one of the best memories was in Spain 2 years ago during Spain Australia, where I was the video umpire as well, and what was in Madrid, sitting in a tent, 38 degrees, bloody hot, and there was a guy sitting next to me. He says, "Okay, I'm ready for it." I said, "For what?" "Yeah, for the VAR." "For the VAR?" I said, "But what do you think that we're going to do?" "Yeah, so we're in little English, so we're gonna look for fouls." I said, "No, we're gonna wait till the team starts asking." "Really?" "Oh, easy." So he starts sitting like this. He said he didn't have a clue about hockey, and he thought, okay, this is gonna be tough because small ball and difficult to see all the fouls, but in hockey we just wait till the player does this and then we're gonna watch. So so there was a different experience. Also, in some other countries you have like 4 screens and you have contact with the producer and say, okay, this. And just now in Amsterdam, so we had 1 screen just like this, and we're sitting, okay, where are we looking at? And in Argentina we had a big screen television on the desk where the desk was here, the television was here, and we were sitting here, so we were like, where are we in front of the screen? So so the setup is not really professional, and it changes per country, but it's very challenging, actually. It's very, very challenging.
Okay. Thank you very much for the video footage. Do you mind if I just open the floor for some questions and answers? I'm aware that it's already 10:30.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
The young family. Gail, I know you had a question. Do you want to ask Ken your question?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And I wanted to ask if you've got any tips on how to have a successful game with another umpire when you've never worked with them before. So quite often you don't know who you're going to be umpiring with until you show up and you have 5 minutes to build a rapport and work out some boundaries. Like, what tips have you got?
Yeah, so that's very difficult, first of all. But never forget that there are a lot of rules, black and white, and there's a big gray area. And within those 5 minutes, we will never discuss all the gray area. But also in the rule says that the umpire is responsible for his own circle. And maybe a secret to you guys, but please don't share it with anybody else. The game is decided inside the circle. It's small. It's just a small little secret. So as an umpire, this rule says you are it is your circle where you are responsible for. So, and the other umpire cannot blow his whistle inside your circle. So you are the boss in your circle. This is the most important area of the pitch. So what we tend to do is that we want to try to help our colleague as much as possible, and we forget that our circle is the most important thing. Because the best thing of umpiring is that we're with the two of us. So if you if you don't see something, it doesn't matter because your colleague also can umpire. So, but if you are there with a new guy, focus first of all on your circle. That's the most important thing. And he can't blow or she can't blow in your circle as well. And just say a couple of things. Okay, where can I find you during a penalty corner? Because so where are you standing? Which side do you want to take? Let's make sure that it's going to be a safe game. So any pushing or deliberate fouls, just blow your whistle, and try to blow as quick as possible for those little things. Take 5 meters, leave the ball, not tapping away, no pushing. And if you can do that within 5 minutes, the things that I said earlier, create a safe environment, set your standards early, and don't forget it's not about you, and your circle is very important. So those things, and don't go all over the place with all the rules. Just make the simple things. You can't push. Just that's something we learn our junior umpires here in Holland. There are. If you start blowing for only 3 things, all the teams are happy. It's like pushing, everybody sees. The foot, if it hits the foot, that everybody sees. And stick tackles, everybody can hear. If you blow for those 3 things at a junior level, 80% of the fouls are covered. Don't go into stick tackles or just to stick obstructions or third-party obstructions. Never mind. Those 3 things, pushing, foot, or stick tackles, everybody can see.
Thank you. That's really helpful.
Thank you, Ken. So, Ken, I've got another question from John, who's our men's club captain.
In relation to managers, managers, coaches, or other people that are not on the team is the responsibility of the captain. That is clearly set out. So if at a lower level, a manager or a coach is continuing to give verbal abuse to an umpire, where under the rules do you have a sanction against them?
Well, first, you can do it personally, and the captain is responsible for the team, which includes the manager and the coach.
You think that's clear that the team that under that the captain is responsible?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had that last year.
We discussed it last year, and we felt that was the answer.
We had that down at was it Southampton Uni? I think I actually said something as watching, and the first team captain had to be carded and sent off.
I did that against Winchester.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He had to come off for yellow card.
Let me see, because
what were you there as, Ian? Were you there
spectator?
I don't think. I don't think the captain is not responsible for spectators, is he?
No. So
must go too far.
No. So if the spectators are going wild, then and you know from which club they are, and if it's the home team, you can go to the board or someone who is responsible for the club, and who's there as well. But the captain is not responsible for the fans.
It's quite grey area because we're all standing around the substitutes and everything else, and they then think you're part of the team.
Which is why they want it separated.
Yeah.
With the official people who you can take sanctions against on one side of the pitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So guys, just a small note. In the FIH ruling, it says captains are responsible for the behavior of all players on their team and for ensuring for that substitutions on players on their team and carried out correctly. It says in so this is actually FIH rule. So it doesn't say the coaches and the team and so the captain in the FIH ruling is not responsible for the behavior of the coach and manager. So then it's going to be personal. But I'm not sure what's in the English rules, because in the Dutch rules it says that the captain is also responsible for the coach and manager. So I'm not sure what England hockey has on this rule. It's in the FIH is rule 3.4 actually. So please check what England hockey has on this rule, Martin. Maybe you can.
Yeah.
Kevin,
I don't want to abuse your hospitality. Maybe if I just ask, have we got any other questions from any umpires or any players for Coen? If you want to put your screen on or just speak up.
Martin, did you see that Harry's got a question?
Oh, I missed that one. Harry, do you want to ask your question?
Sure. It's a little bit more of a light-hearted question compared to what we've had so far. But just a few minutes ago, you're chatting about video referrals, and so I just thought, kind of, is there a criteria for what needs to happen for there? I'm not reading this well. For there to be a video referral. So, kind of hypothetically, could you, just a really silly foul, like a stick tackle on the halfway line, could you video refer that if you wanted?
All right. So. Luckily we have video umpire for at least 12 years already in hockey, and we're not like football trying to invent the wheel over and over again. So what we've done in the past, and I was a victim of that as well during in EHL game. I will never forget and I actually umpired that game with Dan Barstow from England as well. Was in the first minute. I missed a foot on the midfield. I want video. I was like, fuck, we're like 60 seconds going on. And I already had a video referral. Yeah, it was a foot. Okay, guys, okay. Literally 30 seconds later at Dan's end, yeah, it was a back stick on the midfield. Yeah, video. Yeah, it was a back stick. And we're like 90 seconds in the game. We had already 2 video referrals. That's something that slowed the game really, really down. So we cut all the excess things out and which are not important to the game. So nowadays, luckily, we can only the teams can only ask a video umpire for situations which are leading to a goal, a penalty corner, or a stroke. And everything will be checked from the 25-meter line. So only the offenses within the 25-meter line, which are going to be a penalty corner, a goal, or a stroke, can be referred. And the umpire referral can only be when it is a goal or no goal situation, or a penalty stroke, yes or no situation. So luckily, not all over the pitch, but only in the 25-meter line, and all situations leading up to a penalty corner, penalty stroke, or a goal. Luckily.
Okay, and I've got 2 more questions. If you've still got time, I've got one from Matt first.
Yeah.
Hi, Coen. Quick question: when it comes to umpiring at the Olympic Games, how do they decide? So I guess with preliminaries, they're not going to put you in the, you're not going to umpire your own team. But how do they pick? How do you know who's going to umpire the higher, the semis and the final? How at what point are you over, if you see what I mean?
Yeah, well, just a short story as well. In Rio, so I umpired 5 games at the Rio games actually, and there were no quarterfinals or semis for me. And I was waking up one morning, and due to the time difference, I was reading all my messages from my last game, and suddenly there was a pop-up from the umpire's manager, and there was Henrik Ehlers was the umpire's manager. Henrik Ehlers added you to the group chat. I was like, chat. chat, and I see, okay, there are two more umpires added to the group. I was like, oh no, not this chat. I was like, oh my golly gosh, no. And I literally I was staring at my phone for like 10 minutes to say, okay, Goon, sorry, this message was not meant to be yours. And it was like 10 minutes, like, no. Okay, guys, meet in half an hour in our room. So we sat there and we had to message, which I think was really, really transparent as well. Like, guys, you had a perfect, nice tournament, really well done. But there are umpires who are more experienced now, and they're gonna umpire the finals, the semis, and the finals. So you are done for this tournament. Have a great week, because you're off. You won't do anything more. Enjoy Rio, enjoy the other games, enjoy life, but you will not be umpiring anymore. And I think that's the right thing to do as well, because that's very transparent. But for me, it was a pity, of course. I was like, no.
Well, Tokyo, here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good, thank you.
Excellent. And then, Juan, do you have a question, Juan?
Yeah, I do. It's a very light-hearted one. Have you ever been umpiring a game and you've seen a move or a save or a goal that left you speechless, that you were like, wow? Of course. Yeah,
of course.
And have you actually said that to the player, like, wow, that was.
Of course,
Cool.
and if you ever have the luck to be at the level or on a higher level where you think this is great hockey, this is a great save or a great pass, and I'm lucky enough to umpire Belgium quite often actually, and if you know Arthur van Doren, he's just a class player. He's class. His backhand passes. If you just watch him, he can play a flawless backhand pass over 60-70 meters, and where we're all stunned, and we tell him as well, and if there's a save from a goalie, you say, great save, man, well done. And those kind of interactions are priceless, and you really should do it, because everybody sees it. And like you guys, I'm a big fan of the sport, so I'm enjoying as well, of course. Yeah,
thank you very much.
You're welcome, man.
Okay, I think we should leave it there, but I can't express our thanks too much. That's been absolutely brilliant. There's been some great comments on the chat. I really appreciate you spending the time and sharing your experiences and expertise. I've written so many notes.
No worries, and guys, and thank you for having me. It was an honor. And if I can do anything more in the future, just let me know, and I will share the clips with you, Martin, so you can share within the club. And I love these kind of initiatives to inspire the club and the future umpires of the club. So really well done. And
it's been fantastic. And I know there's loads of youngsters that because they've got school tomorrow and it was a little bit late for them, that they're planning on watching it. So I've got it all recorded, and I'll send you the YouTube link. So that's really great. Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. Thank you, guys. Have a great night and stay safe.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
So when you're in
Welcome.
the UK next.
Yes. See you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Martin and Matt, have you got 2 minutes afterwards?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I could stay around. Yeah.
Just to update on discussions we had earlier in the week, but anyone else is welcome to stay. We were meeting last night with representatives from the local clubs. This was on the initiative by Aldershot Farm to try and get the 6 local clubs playing each other for 5 weeks. The outcome of that is we're looking to move ahead with from the 17th of April for 5 weeks. Games against Yateley, Camberley, etc. I've got, Martin, and I will dig out and get over to you tomorrow or Friday the material he sent round with it, because one of the things it has got usefully is a list of who plays in which league to try and match fixtures up. What it will mean is on any of those Saturdays that we have one contact with a club to arrange as many games as we want. I indicated that we might be in for 3 men, 2 ladies. One club, Camberley and Farnborough, I think have got no ladies because their ladies are still playing. The Surrey leagues want to go on, so obviously they won't have a ladies set up. But Vicky is aware of that. And we've also got an offer from Boyle to get a Hampshire umpire. Hampshire umpires possibly up to help umpire games because they're not doing anything. And I said, as other clubs have said, what we might really like is for an umpire to come up and maybe help an umpire with, a little bit like this, but an umpire can't do a couple of umpires do a couple of with us to learn from them in a friendly environment. So we are likely then to potentially have men's hockey, certainly 5 weeks from the 17th. I've also got one game, first or an under 25 11 game, potentially on it. Might be the 18th now against Charterhouse School. They want a game. It's in the holidays for them, but never mind. So they're going to then get a team out. We can arrange that. So we'll need at some point to publicise that and see who's up for it, and also which captains, or not necessarily captains, but who's prepared to manage or get sides up. I'm quite prepared to do all the rest, but I'm not trying to get 3 teams or 4 teams out or what have you every week. Some will be at home, some will be away. People can double up. There's no issues on that. It's to try and get people out playing hockey and having some fun.
Sounds good. I think it's excellent. Just so you know as well, the Trojans Summer League they've sent emails around saying that we're keen if we're allowed to play, and I've said we'll stick a team in if we're allowed to. That's the usual summer thing down at Trojans. So hopefully a bit more hockey.
Yeah, and that will be probably after the local.
Yeah, that doesn't start till June really. So yeah.
Excellent. So you'll send us those fixtures, John, will you? We can.
I will send you the. I'll send you what I've got, Martin, to you. Yes. And it's just a question of, in other words, it's probably, once we know what the numbers we've got, it's probably 5 calls to be made or 5 emails to be sent, and that will sort out, 25, 30 fixtures, rather than everybody trying to arrange God knows how many other ones. We've got no problem with pitches, have we?
No problem.
I will find the email and forward it. So I forward it to you, Martin.
Well, I'm up for communicating to players, and I can put stuff on Timo. I don't really want to get involved in the sort of organising matches and things.
No, this is the information.
Yeah, no, do that. That's perfect. Yeah.
What's the best email for you?
So I'm at secretary@altonhockeyclub.co.uk.
Yeah, Matt, do you want a copy of that?
If you want, just remember, whilst we say we've got lots of pitches, we actually are not allowed to play at Amery because they have you're not allowed to play hockey on a hockey pitch after a certain time of year. And I don't remember what date that is, but it's probably around about Easter. So it might be just Eggers, but that's fine.
Okay, I've said it's going to your Cisco emails because that's the one that's come up.
Yep, that works.
What I remember with Amery, it's the 1st of May is the cut-off.
I think so.
That's in the planning decision.
Excellent. Any feedback from tonight, guys? I thought that was brilliant.
I thought it was awesome.
Absolutely brilliant, Martin. Yeah.
Phenomenal. How'd you get hold of him, Martin?
I was on an England umpiring course a couple of 3 weeks ago, and so basically loads of umpires were invited, and like 10 or 20 turned up, and the interaction was pretty rubbish. I just thought, bloody hell, if he comes to Alton, I said, look, all of us would be really way more interested in hearing what he's done than they would. So I just got in touch with him and I've been in touch with him for the last couple of weeks trying to sort it out. I really enjoy it. I think
hopefully
really friendly guy. I'm sure he'll come and do it again if we wanted in a year's time or something.
Yeah, hopefully there's enough interaction from us, but he was phenomenal.
He was brilliant, yeah.
He can come and umpire one of our first team games, and then.
Well, this is what he's done. So I think what we should do. I think what he's done previously is if a club wants an evening with him, then they get him over. He umpires their sort of men's or ladies ones game, and then he does a session in the bar afterwards when it's like a lecture on these certain points, on certain umpiring points. I guess what the clubs do is they probably pay his flight across or something and get him up for a night. I can't imagine they had a fortune being an umpire.
I reckon bringing him over, reimbursing all his expenses, and putting him up and feeding him will be £500 total, if not less.
Yeah, and he's done this for free tonight. He's not charged us anything, so I think we should probably get him a gift like we did with Fiona.
Yeah, we should do.
Check.
Yeah.
Is that 500 quid, Lude, with or without 10 days isolation both ends?
That's right.
Post lockdown.
Yeah, that'll be in 3 years then.
Lude, if you went out on your bike and picked him up
Yeah.
and brought him back, we would save even more then.
It would save a fortune, but I'm not sure he'd be in any fit state to do anything when he got here. I had my COVID jab yesterday, and it was I nearly died. It was nothing to do with a COVID jab. I nearly hit a deer by Lasham doing about 85.
I have mine today, and I've got just a bit of a sore arm at the moment.
I won't take Coen on my bike. It might scare him quite a lot. But no, he was absolutely brilliant, Martin.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Work.
Well, we managed to get what we got. We got Vicky, Gail, Steph, Soggy. They all came on. Joe, that was brilliant. So quite a lot of the umpires came on.
Yeah.
That pitch in Valencia that it was showing, that's where you remember Lana did that absolutely awesome goal, Martin.
Yeah.
I almost thought, I'll press the share button and show you our goal at the same pitch.
Yeah.
I would quite like when I'm umpiring to better have 3 replays of different angles before I make a decision.
Yeah, it was quite interesting that the examples that he gave us that were really clear examples, 2 of them the umpires didn't see on the pitch and gave it the other way.
Mm.
And I think that's one of the things he said actually on this other Zoom call previously was, which I thought was a really good bit of advice, is don't turn down a freebie from the players. He used obviously the much more expressive Dutch language to say it. What he was basically saying was, if they make a stupid foul in the game, don't turn it down. Don't miss your opportunity to assert your authority and give a card, because otherwise it will just disintegrate. If someone hits the ball away or does something stupid, then you've got to just act. So I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Unless they're Basingstoke or Tadley.
Or it's Forbes, in which case he gets a card anyway. Because
I've got to go. My laptop's on 3%. It's going to conk out. Thanks, Martin.
No worries. I'm having dinner anyway, so that's brilliant. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks, Martin. Keep well, everyone.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.